las Cafeteras. Wow, yeah, give it up for las Cafeteras here. Now, yeah, exactly. You know, there's music artists that, you know, just make music that just sounds sweet, and that's fine, that's good enough. And then there's artists that make music to get in touch with their soul and to say something, and I think Las Cafeteras does that. I'm holding a couple of your most recent CDs. It's Time from a couple years ago, and we just heard a track off that, La Banda Rebelde. And the latest one is Las Cafeteras de la Junta Sound System Remixed, which is a remix between you guys, a Filipino, and what is the other one?
A Japanese homeboy.
A Japanese.
And a Chicano homeboy.
A Chicano homeboy.
That's LA.
That's spicy.
Yeah, that's hella spicy.
That's spicy. That's wasabi and chili, right? That's wasabi and chili.
There are tacos based on that combination.
Based on that one right there.
Wow, man. And babies based on that combination, too.
Babies, too.
Tell us your story. How did you guys get together, and you know, how did you guys find your personality as a band?
We're actually imposters. We're not supposed to be here.
I love that.
They're on their own show.
Yeah, right. We need a reality show, FYI. We actually didn't grow up playing music, most of us. We went to a community center that some of us founded called the Eastside Cafe in El Sereno, Northeast LA. Just to learn how to play son jarocho music. One of our friends was teaching us the music, and we learned about the Afro-Mexican root of Mexico. And how, right? There's one amongst us. And just how the music was used to kind of spread messages that were underground with slaves in Mexico. And for us as Chicanos, along the line, we started learning the beauty of the music, but also learning like, hey, we as Chicanas and Chicanos of LA have a story to share too. And in Spanglish, you know, Pocho style. And I mean, we've done this for 10 years, and amazingly, we've been able to have one of our songs be, La Bamba Rebelde, be on a novela in Telemundo called Bajo el Mismo Cielo. We've been able to travel. We've been on Hulu.
And you were featured on Come With Bells. I mean, you're, one thing I love about mixing ancient sounds or old sounds and making them cutting edge and modern, it's a tough thing to do, but I think that you guys lock it down. Why is it important for you to fuse the past and the present?
You know, I think that's the thing. You know, us as Cafeteras, like, I'm Mexican. And I meet a lot of Mexicano folks, and they say, I'm 100% Mexican.
Right.
And all you're doing is telling me you're 100% mixed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There is no pureness.
Very, very
You know,
rare.
we come from a lot of different places, a lot of stories, a lot of lands. All of us here. We native, I'm Yaqui, Daniel's Mohawk, Leah's Jewish. You know, we Mexican, we native. Like, you know, it's real. That's who we are. We're like that bomb sopa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that sopa, man.
Yeah.
And so, but we grew up in LA, so as much as we like we love the old school stuff, but then like we grew up, you know, to like Rage Against the Machine, to ska, to rock, to reggae. Like, that's who we are, man. So we remix old school music with like new school stories, and that's who we are, man. And so like that's what our music is about. That's who we are, and we think a lot of people living in the U.S. are like that too.
This is the future right here.
Yeah, man. You
I
know?
think this is the way the world is kind of shaping up to be, you know, all these mixed cultures coming together and realizing, okay, yeah, like you said, I am 100% Mexican, but these influences come from all over the world, and maybe I like cook Asian and have different friends and this and that, and so it's a nice time.
Yeah, most definitely, man, you know?
Wait, go ahead, finish.
No, I was just gonna say, from Mexico, what part of Mexico are you from?
Sonora and Sinaloa, my family.
Sonora too, my dad's from Sonora, so I'm Yaqui from that side.
Okay,
you know? So like what existed before Mexico? You know, we're a native land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those are all things that we're trying to make sure people are conscious of. We're here in the United States. There's also Tongva land. You know, so like these are, to know who you are, you gotta know who you were. You know what I'm saying? So that's what our music's about.
And you know, one of the things that I've been doing, is particularly recent in my life, you know, I'm going back into my Cuban roots, but even that is very mixed because, you know, there's a mix between the Spanish and the African and the Taino también. But also learning about the ancient indigenous rituals of other parts of Latin America that maybe I don't necessarily have a direct connection to, but, you know, I was raised Catholic, I always rebelled against that, and I'm actually finding something that I can relate to in some of these ancient spiritualities.
Look at my socks, look at my socks right now. I got La Virgen.
The Virgen, it's always watching.
Closer, bro, you got La Virgen socks right here. Because she likes to dance cumbia, so I bring her along, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, you mean the socks or wait, Bruno, you're not a virgin, right? I've been a virgin all the time.
It's all good, it's all good, bro. Look here, come on.
We don't believe in borders.
You don't believe in borders, so there's no friends zone. You're either in or you're out.
Yeah, you're in or you're out, man.
That's what I need to do, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I need to
So
take
what's going on? Tell us about the music. I know that the remix just came out recently. Are you guys working on anything new? Are you also working with any new sounds or influences?
Here, you want to share? Or anybody right here? What you
let's get
think?
them involved.
Yeah, we've been working for a bit on a new album. We've been in the studio. When we're not touring, we're recording or rehearsing or doing all that stuff. So we're almost done with the initial recording. We go into this whole promo phase, and we should have something out in the fall.
Awesome.
So we're really excited about them. It's about time.
Are you the quiet one?
I am.
Tell us what it's like to be the quiet one in this expressive group.
It's really great because, you know, all my friends do a lot of talking, so then I get to just smile and look cute.
You have a beautiful smile. And my homeboy with the Dodgers hat in the back. You seem like the most LA guy out of everybody here because you're wearing the Dodgers hat, man. What's your role in the group?
Man, I spit, I MC, and I play keys and guitar, and I sing.
You know, there's something about being able to like MC, rap, but also do singing.
Tell them to spit something.
Okay, spit something up. And
Spit
listen,
something.
we have about 30 seconds to go out to commercial. Take us out to commercial with a 30
So I
second
need a beat,
spit.
make a beat, give me a topic and give me a beat. What do we say? Estamos acá rimando con los antepasados, taking it back from Cuba to Puerto Rico. Estamos acá because we're kicking with the people. We're on LATV, we're deep in the zoo. We're coming for the animals like me and you. Say it, take it, hold me to my left, take it right, take it from the beat to the right. Hey, everybody in the house, say hey,
Hey! That was Mujer Soy from the La Junta Sound System remix, the new release from Las Cafeteras. Please look it up. Great music, man. Your music makes me uplifted and feeling good, even if you guys, you know, are putting out a message of, hey, we gotta fight for who we are as a people. And I think that those two things aren't mutually exclusive. Where did you guys get your social justice conscious, you know, philosophies and all that kind of stuff?
You know, a lot of us, most of us are first generation in the United States. So our parents are immigrants, or we're second and third generation, but we have roots in Mexico and other parts of the world. But like me and Cano, we met at a protest at Cafeteras LA fighting against budget cuts.
There you go.
Like Denise and Cano went to college together, and they were like organizers of Mecha. I met Daniel. We were fighting for the largest urban farm in the United States, the South Central Farm. They're trying to get rid of it, and so there'd be music and protest, and people were camping out there, and that's why I met Frenchie there. He was spitting and rhyming and dancing. And,
Listen, you guys are the dreams of Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta realized, right?
Seriously, but I have a question. Why Sones Jarochos? Because I'm from Veracruz. Yay!
That V-Town.
So that Mexican and Afro, you know, that combination, like really that mix. And they were so right. They were talking about this. It's just like, man, because I really feel when I hear like the drum beats of like Afro music, I really feel it, you know? And that's because I'm from the South, and you were talking about slavery music and all of that. So why Sones Jarochos? It's just amazing, guys.
Son Jarocho became available at different community centers throughout Los Angeles and Southern California. And I think because it was a music that was accessible to us at the time that we were like seeking something at a community space and it was free, it became something that we could do. And then it became a platform for us to tell stories. And I think Son Jarocho specifically because I think it has like a magical soul to it. And you can feel it. Like if you hear anyone play a jarana or dance zapateado or sing in this sort of like screaming, like it's powerful. You feel it, you hear it, and it like touches your soul. So you can't get away.
Can you sing a little bit of La Bruja?
Give us
You go for it. Yeah. I wish I had something.
Give us the quick, if you want to do the quick chorus, and then we're going to get into the game.
Yes.
Do we have that?
La Bruja, La Bruja.
Me agarré la bruja, me lleva al cuartito, me da de maceta y me da de besitos. Ay, dígame usted, ¿cuántas criaturitas se ha chupado usted? Ninguna, no sé. Tengo tentaciones de chuparme a usted.
There's something something haunting about that kind of Mexican influence in songs, that almost like proverbial sadness that comes out, but the happiness of being able to express yourself mixed in with that sadness.
The original, I think it's the original emo. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's what it is.
And you're mixing it with the new emo. All right, guys, we're gonna play a fun game right now. It's called Trump Apology Negotiation. So as we know, Donald Trump has a lot of quotes he needs to apologize for, but he can't apologize for everything. So I'm gonna give you a couple quotes, and we're gonna figure out which one is the lesser of two evils. So the first one is, this is him just talking about celebrities. He goes, one quote is, Cher is somewhat of a loser. She's lonely, she's unhappy, she's miserable. That's him making fun of Cher. The other quote is, many people walked out of Madonna's concert when she told them to vote for Obama. Years ago, I walked out because the concert was terrible. Which one does he have to apologize for, or which one can he live with? Who should he apologize? Apologize to Madonna?
No, Cher.
Why? Why? Because he's being mean to Cher, and maybe...
Yeah, he's talking about directly about a woman, and like dehumanizing her, and it's super personal. The other one's just...
And even the sound, that was horrible.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so he's gonna apologize to Cher, but he's not gonna apologize to Madonna, so that's fine. Second one. Okay, I don't even know if I want to say this one, but
Oh my God! Oh my God!
he said this about a woman, I think. Are we going to the third one, Andres? Okay, he goes, you know, it doesn't really matter what the media writes as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of ass. Okay, stop, wait, here's the second one. Here's the second one. I have so many fabulous friends who happen to be gay, but I'm a traditionalist. Which one is more insulting? Which one does he have to apologize for? A. Okay. By the way, he wasn't talking about women in the media. He was talking about men. He was talking about that if I said something, I should have a beautiful piece of ass. Does that change anything? I'm just kidding. Dennis, what do you think about that one?
F that A.
He's still racist.
Fabulous friends just happen to be gay. You know?
Because he's trying to get the gay vote. Let's face it, Donald Trump isn't trying to get anybody's vote. That's my theory. I don't think he wants to be president.
Oh my
God. All right,
God.
last one. That's my conspiracy theory. He's like, how the hell am I still being like a Republican candidate? All right, Donald Trump said, Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what is going on. That's the first one. Here's the second one. I'm sure you've heard this one before. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. I guess he was pointing at las cafeteras. They're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing in drugs. They're bringing in crime. They're rapists. Do I even have to ask which one he has to apologize for?
They have to be both. It has to be.
Okay.
It's the same issue at hand.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It's just blatant racism and just bigotry and disrespect. I mean, there's no room for that in anything, let alone a presidential campaign.
No, that's
Absolutely.
real.
It's
That's
insane.
real. Yeah, man.
Okay, so can I tell you my theory is that this was basically a big thing for his ego and to brand himself, and that's why he's saying crazy stuff, because he doesn't want to be elected president. I don't think he wants to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to some CIA report for a country he's never heard of. He doesn't even know how a bill becomes a law.
This is serious. Now it's serious.
Now it's serious.
Now theory is like, it's really right now
At the end of the day,
happening.
Trump is not the issue. Like, Trump is a character. He's like a pie.
He's a caricature.
What's more crazy for me is the people who support him.
Yeah.
Who created
You know, like, and who go out for him. Like, that's the crazy thing. Trump, we already knew was crazy. Like, I already knew that. That's not a secret.
Right.
But the people who are supporting him, that's ridiculous to me. But in California, we voted for Schwarzenegger. You know, so I'm thinking, like, if Schwarzenegger can become president, like, it puts a lot of, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're right,
know?
but you know,
Schwarzenegger makes Donald Trump look like Lady Teresa.
Like, Donald Trump is a reality TV star. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
And
know if
that's
he's a
what's
star.
driving people. Well, a lot of people are driven by that. You know, you gotta agree.
That's celebritydom.
Yes,
Is that a word?
absolutely.
Celebritydom?
It's all right. It's all right.
Now it is, right?
I think that's
Okay,
why-
guys, we're about to do to go out, and I want to go out like we went on the last one. Do you or anyone else here want to do like any quick spoken word that we can go out to on the credits, or you want to spit some more? Hector,
Jeezy.
Hector, you got something to say?
Yeah.
Say it. Grab the mic. Hector.
He's shy.
He's got the mic on.
All right here?
Tell
All
him.
right, check, 1, 2.
Don't worry
Came
about
from
what they
another
say.
world, born without a cape, but with a little brother in the hand, she was able to escape, but not in no rocket ship. Pow! Traveled in the backseat of cars, temperature so damn hot, you'd be left with them scars. She didn't come from Venus, but not quite from Mars. She used to work in the restaurants and the bars, used to wonder why her pants are so damn fars. Just over the borders where she crossed over, carried the weight of the world on top of her shoulder. You see, my mama, she didn't have no S on the chest, but every day I was blessed, taught me to love and respect everyone that I met, from the dude slanging rock to the drunk on the block, to the man with no papers, because that dude was my pop. And the superhuman power she gave me, love every hour. Worked 3 jobs, got whack pay, and still made sure I had a bed, a roof, and a hot shower. Like the invisible woman, you ain't like to be seen, but this song's for you, mama. It's time for the world to believe.
Wow.
Yeah!
Guys, on that note, I want to thank Las Cafeteras. I want to thank Julissa Arce. This is the zoo. Be here again tomorrow. And this is what we're doing here, so stay tuned. Peace.
Get it!